Here comes Mr. Dinosaur fingers, smelling the bait, and he goes, hits this, and he hits this, and that really does hurt.
Do I even ask why you have a shield branded with Wildlife Command Center on it?
That is a good question. That's an excellent question. This is our goose shield.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
In the springtime, we often go and we have geese that nest in front of buildings and offices, and they won't let the employees in because the geese are very territorial and they defend their nest. You hold the goose shield like this, and so imagine goose flies at you, and you put the shield up like this, and then you reach around and grab his neck.
I hope I get to film that at some point.
Absolutely. Be about April. It'll start happening. Bare Hands Baran. So let's talk about pain. You know, when you consider a honeybee, a lot of people go, ah, honeybees, they hurt. But actually, honeybees are soothing. And I like to capture honeybees and sting myself right there because it helps with my arthritis. I can sting myself with a honeybee right there, and like for 2 months, I'll have no achy joints at all. You know, bee therapy, bee venom therapy is actually a thing. Just Google it. So for this video, I think we should talk about pain and how relative that is and how it pertains to pet safety. What if you have a cat? What if you have a dog? What's going to happen? So what I think we should do is set this trap and put it down and let Dub eat out of it and see what happens. Not really. I can tell you that pets can sustain a lot of injury and pain and be okay. Especially if we're talking about things that are not lacerations. Lacerations are different. I mean, when there's blood involved, you need to take them to the vet, you need to get them cleaned up, you need to make sure they're okay. Now, certainly, they have different levels of strength in the jaws. And so we're going to go through those and we're going to see just how some of them feel using my fingers. And I'm going to rate it 1 to 10. 1 being, I barely even felt that. 10 being, I almost flinched.
All right, I'll do it too, just so we get a perspective.
Oh, okay.
At least, maybe you're the strongest one. Oh, why am I doing this? This is the one that we did not talk about this. I just feel
but you already said it, so now it's going to happen.
Your pain index scale is just off. I feel like we need another perspective too.
Well, you know, I think it's time to get out the Tomcat trap.
Oh, great. I immediately start shaking with the camera after I say I volunteer as tribute.
Do I get to hold the camera?
I guess that's how it'll work.
Victor made the original tin cat trap. This is a live trap designed to catch mice, voles, field mice, and small rodents. The concept is pretty simple. The mouse comes in and he hits a lever, and then it pops up, and then he's stuck on the inside right there. So these don't hurt at all. This one is made by ProCatch. Oh my gosh, it's almost exactly the same. See how they got away with the patent difference? The capture devices are on the bottom.
Wow.
Capture devices are on the top.
Sneaky.
So the mouse comes in right here. He triggers the capture mechanism, and then it opens up like that. And so he comes out this way. And he's captured in the box. This is made by Catchmaster. Same principle. The only difference is you don't have a see-through window. There's a different fulcrum in this one than in these two over here. So these little minute differences is how they get away with different patents. But these are your live traps. This also is a live trap made by Tomcat. Basically works the same way. You set it like this. As you can imagine, little mouse comes around, goes inside, hits the fulcrum, and he's caught. Not painful. Here's 4 options that are uber safe for pets and for toddlers because they pretty much can't hurt themselves with this.
And for mice.
And for mice. Yep, we won't hurt any mice. No mice were hurt in making this video. You can get this trap and this trap and this trap at Lowe's or Home Depot. You can find some of these other traps at Aces Hardware, different hardware stores. Or you can go to Wildlife Control Supplies, just follow the link down below, and you can get almost every one of these traps off Wildlife Control Supplies. You can also buy them in bulk, which is the best way to get them if you're a homeowner. Buy a whole case of traps because you need that many. I don't like broken fingers any more than anybody else, but I am 56 years old and I have never broken any bone in my body. All the crazy stuff I've done, the worst that's ever happened is I grabbed an alligator one time and it smacked its head up and it cracked my tooth, but it didn't break my cheekbone. I think the least powerful trap here is probably this trap. This is a disposable Tomcat mouse trap. Super uber easy to set. You just take this, you push it down, and it's set. Now the reason why I think that this is the least painful trap is because it has a very small, thin spring. You see this inset of teeth? That's going to grab the mouse. But look at this little ridge right here. So that ridge is going to line up with the inset of these two rows of teeth, and it's going to break the mouse's neck because this is going to come down on that, and his little neck's going to be across there. And so this is going to go down further than the edge of this, and it'll break its neck. Here comes Mr. Dinosaur fingers. Yeah, so I would say that's probably a 2. I think if your cat got caught on that, he probably would flick his paws and it would fall off. I bet you didn't see that coming. The next one I think is least powerful is probably this little Catchmaster. See how small this spring is and how thin this wire is right here? Set this trap, you're just going to pull it up like this. All right. And then you come along and you're a little mouse, and you go smelling the bait, and you get caught. All right. Now, if that was your cat, here's what's going to happen. Your cat's going to pick his paw up, and he's going to go. It's just going to come off. So that one's a 2. Now let's look at this one. This is the Tomcat. Very, very easy to set. But one of the things you might notice is that when this is tripped,
it's a bigger spring.
There's a bigger spring in it, but it's a different kind of spring. This is a linear spring. This may be even less than that over there. The spring is longer and bigger, but I don't think that the way it's designed, it's going to hurt very much. But if little mouse is coming in here, and he's like, can I give a 0?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so that's definitely a 0. Now let's look at the Victor mousetrap. Now, I believe that this one's going to hurt a little bit more than any of those 3 over there. Mostly because of this spring. Look how tightly it's coiled and how robust it is. Whenever it pushes down and against that, I think that it's got a pretty good snap. So I'm pretty much going to expect this one to be a little bit more painful. But Mr. Mouse comes along and he goes, ow, that did hurt. Because it hit me right on the cuticle. But again, if your dog or your cat got caught with this, you know, they're just going to shake their paw and it's just going to come off. I'll give this one a 4.
Uh-oh.
Because that one hit me right there and it hurt. I just don't know about this one. So,
what brand is this?
So this is a generic brand. So this is designed so the mouse comes in right here. This bar is going to push against that, and his neck is going to be pushed below that, and then come across this, and you're going to have this twisting motion or this torquing motion, and it's going to break his neck. That's the way it's designed. Okay, but mouse comes along and he goes, that's probably a 3. This roller pin right here, I don't know exactly what the thought process is on it. Maybe to push more torque down so that the bar is higher than the edge of that, but certainly it's easy for a pet to shake off. The Mini Rex, okay, T-Rex is the rat version. This is the Mini Rex. Some pretty formidable teeth in there. Nice big pan, bait well. The other nice thing about this is you can take the bait well out, bait it, and then put the bait well back in. The springs inside there look fairly formidable, but I think this one's going to hurt because of the way the teeth come down. See how long the teeth are? I think that's going to create a little bit of pain. So the mouse comes along and goes, but you know, that just wasn't that bad. Now, one thing about this, I think if this caught your pet, I don't think a cat could get this off of its paw. I think a dog could probably get it off its paw, but I don't think a cat could get it off of its paw. And if a skunk was caught with this, I don't think a skunk could get that off either. And then look at the little indention it made on me.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You know? So even though I'm going to give this a 4, I'm still going to slide it in here because this one hurt more than this one. Catchmaster Mousetrap, I think that this is going to hurt more because it's going to be making a torquing mechanism against this edge right here. So mouse is coming in right here, hits this, and that did hurt a little bit more because it pressed my finger here against the tooth there. Definitely if a cat got that on their paw, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get off, but actually easier than this one. This one really gripped. So as far as pain goes, I'm going to slide it like that. I'm still going to give that one a 4.
This video is going to be titled Michael Breaks His First Bone.
I doubt it. None of this stuff hurts that much. None of us got that much torque. This is the JT Eaton trap. You can get them directly from www.jteaton.com. I think you can get these off of Wildlife Control Supplies. Of course, we like Wildlife Control Supplies. That's why we provide a link down in the bottom. We like them as people because we know them individually, but we love the customer service that we get from Wildlife Control Supplies. So let's take a look at this trap. Now, I'm a little hesitant about this trap. It's the reason why I wanted to use it last, because I can't see the springs because they're inside this little shield right there. And instead of teeth, this one has spikes. And instead of a reset, these spikes actually have holes that match them so that the spike goes inside the hole. So I'm a little worried about that. Let's just see what's going to happen. So the little mouse comes along and he hits this, and that really does hurt. And I don't think anything can get this off because that is like really stuck on there pretty good.
Yeah.
So if a cat or a dog got this on their paw, they're definitely going to need assistance to get this off. Now, I'm going to tell you, that little spike is super digging into my finger.
Oh my goodness.
Right there. If this trap snaps down on a mouse, I think it's not only going to kill the mouse, but I also think it's going to hold the mouse in place, probably the best. And I'm going to give this about a 5 because that little spike hurt. There we go. From least painful to most painful. So Cole, I think you should try this one. And I think you should try this one. I gave this one a 3. And I gave this one a 4.
My fingers are cold.
Your fingers are cold?
Yeah.
All right, Cole.
See if I learn something first. See if I can set this up even.
All right. You want me to get in on it? Make sure you're able to set it? You're shaking.
I know, I am. I'm nervous.
All right, so turn it sideways for us.
Oh my God.
Pretend like your hand is a little mouse.
Take one more sip of Race.
I've got to admit, I don't remember discussing this whenever we started talking about the job description.
This was not covered actually at all in the interview. This was the lesser. I don't know why I'm starting with this one.
Well, because you know that one hurts more, so you'll be able to take the second one because you know it's not going to hurt as bad.
If I break my finger, I want a day off.
Okay, you can have 2 days off.
It definitely
not so bad.
It definitely stings, but I can say that it's not terrible. But I do believe that will leave a mark.
All right, let's do the other one. But you can already tell it's not as powerful as spring, right?
No, I can tell that for sure. And it sets the same way in the pan.
Yep.
Oh God, finger, it does hurt.
Ah.
You know, it's not too far off, but I think it could be because of the residual pain from the first time. This was definitely stronger, so Victor
Victor wins.
Victor wins. All right, well, that was really cool. I guess I won't do the rat traps now.
None of these are strong enough to break things. I think if your toddler got caught in one, it would scream and cry. I think all these traps are pet safe. In other words, these are not going to kill your pet. None of these. This one is the least powerful and hurt the least. This one is the most powerful and it hurt the most. But in between, you've got a gamut of them. I think they will all catch mice if you use enough of them, you bait them properly, and then you place them properly.
Go check out that video.
So yes, go back and check out the video we made before. And then, you know, if you guys are brand new to our channel and you want to see more content about how to set traps, how to bait traps, baiting strategies, placement strategies, just hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell notification. And then if you like the videos, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like the videos, give us a thumbs down and a comment why you don't like it.
Or if you like falconry and red carpet events and gun ranges.
We do have a lot of different types of content. And a lot of it is because I want to entertain you guys. You know, I want you to see what I do every day and be amused. You know, that's why I use my fingers to set rat traps.